Good evening, everyone. I'm Father Francis Lucas, who will be your host for this evening. Our topic is about social media, the digital world, in the internet. Because social media is just part and parcel of social communications. And it's also part and parcel of the internet use. So allow me now to flash my. There you go. So we start with this. So the power of social media in the internet, it's unleashing the good news to social media as agents of evangelization. Now, let's proceed. Let's start with Hugot Lines. Hugot Lines, very popular yan, di ba? Pag sinabi Hugot Lines, what is deep in you, that's what's deep inside you. And you want to hear things like this. So let me start by showing you um, one of the Hugot Lines. Forever ba ang hanap mo? Are you looking for forever? Pag-ibig na walang hanggan, pangakong walang iwanan. Itulog mo na yan. Walang ganyan. There's no forever. Love that is eternal. A promise that you won't leave behind your loved one. It says you better sleep. There's nothing like that. See, if Hugot lines are very important, now we have to try to change this and bring in a spiritual value to this or a godly value to this. I'll show you what I mean. Forever ba hanap mo? Pag-ibig na walang hanggan, pangako walang iwanan, itulog mo muna yan, walang ganyan. Ang Diyos lamang ang ganyan. See, it's only God who is like that. Nothing more, nothing less. Here, another hugot line is, hindi ko kailangan ng magandang girlfriend ko. O anong kailangan mo? Basta ipadama niya sa akin na ako ang pinakagwapo sa mundo kahit na pangit ako. You see, love is blind, di ba? Tender whispers of love. But that is true. If you really love somebody, no matter what, you love that somebody. Sana ang damdamin ng BFF mo sa'yo ay parang fingerprint. Bakit? Sa kanyang isip laging naka-imprint na wala kang katulad sa bait, sa daigdig ng malupit. See that? In a very vicious world, you find him so good. And this love is imprinted in your mind. So these hugot lines are very important today. So one of the things you can do is create hugot lines with the spiritual values or even add on, like the first one I showed you. That you have to add on to the hugot lines to make it more loving, to make it more spiritual. This is, for me, the best of my creations for this hugot line. Watch and listen well. Behind my smiles are teardrops caused by affliction. So many people are like this. We have teardrops caused by affliction, by pain, by hurts. Behind the humor are my heart's hidden lacerations. See, humor. Oftentimes there are people who are humorous, and yet they don't show that in their heart is full of lacerations because of their experiences. Here, we also see becoming happy has become a delusion. And if you are full of afflictions and your heart has so many hidden lacerations. Becoming happy has become a delusion. Sana, pag di ko na kaya, I can depend on you to heal my condition. This is very strong. Despite the facade that we show, despite the humor that we have, despite the fact that happiness is a delusion, we just hope that if we can't do it anymore, I can depend on you to heal my condition. And there are people going to you, asking for help. These good lines are very powerful. See? And they are part of digital communication and digital media. And in a sense, you can put this in any application. You can put that on YouTube. You can put that in IG. You can put that in Twitter. You can even put this on TikTok by adding some more of the visuals that you edit. Now, you are what you are now. I am willing to be here caring until you feel my deep and tender love for you. Jesus Christ. See? Looks simple, right? So it's the creativity, what is deep in your heart that you can reveal in social media, in the internet. Because social media is just part of the internet now. Look, just look at the population by age. The median age of the Philippines population is 24.9. Oh, my audience now is above this, I'm sure. And if you look at this, if you look at the millennials and the generation Z or Z, hmm, well, we also have the generation Alpha, huh? Don't forget that. It's the 18 to 24, the 25, and the 34 has the greatest percentage. The last one, 65 and above, is only 5.5. Like me, maybe I only belong to the 3% that makes me an endangered species. Nagdedelikado na, you know. But the wisdom that the older people have is very important. While the younger generation, they have the energy. So the wisdom of the old and the energy of the young has to be brought together. And all the social media is all about communication, how you communicate. Social communication has many facets, has many ways, has many tools. And we're just talking of social media because it has become popular because of the digital world. So here, the state of digital in the Philippines this year, 2023. Our total population is 116.7 million based on statistics. What is the adoption of this? 85.16 million internet users in the Philippines at the start of 2023. And the penetration is 73.1%. That means the whole country. The Philippines is home to 84.45, a bit bigger. The social media users in January equating to 72.5% of the total population. Not everybody in the Philippines, of course, does digital, maybe except using their cell phones. A total of 168.3 million cellular mobile connections were active in the Philippines this January, early January 2023, with these figures equivalent to 144.5% of the total population. Why do we say this? Because there are more cell phones than population of the population in the Philippines. See, how big is social media? Yeah, it's big. It's big. On average, people have 8.5 social media accounts. It's not just Facebook anymore. In the Philippines, we are number one in terms of time spent on social media. See that? You have on the top, the blue one is the internet days used and days used in social media. So as you look at these statistics and then looking at just the Philippines, which is tops, number one, at least we're number one. You see, we have so many internet users. Even if Wi-Fi is expensive, even if many parts of the Philippines have very slow Wi-Fi compared to other countries. Hours spent in the digital world. You see, 11 hours and 70 minutes per day on the internet and 4 hours on social media sites. Last year, there are 13 and 12 million only. But things are growing fast. So 11 hours out of 24 hours. And this is just an average. The younger generation, the late generation Z or the alpha generation, ah, they spend 16 hours or even 18 hours. Some of them barely sleep anymore. That's why we in the high school, when they go to class, they're oftentimes so sleepy and very difficult to concentrate on their lessons or on their lectures. That's a lot of hours spent in a day. How about you guys? How many hours do you spend on social media? I wonder. If this is a face-to-face lecture, I would have asked you to raise your hand, right? But anyway, you can answer that. Another thing is ML. ML had over 1 billion installed, installations, right? And 100 million monthly active users this year, earlier this year, 2023. The Philippines alone had 100 million registered users and 30 million monthly active users. 116 million Filipinos, and you have already 100 million. Wow. Well, these are installed. Excuse me. This means that there are many accounts that you install in different devices. But anyway, 30 million monthly active users. So if I ask you, all those now in the audience, I don't know how many of you will raise your hands. Maybe Mariles would know that because she's there with you. Who is the hero that everybody knows? Who throws needles? Huh? Anybody who knows that? I already gave a tip. This is not Jose Rizal. This is not Mabini. This is not Aguinaldo. No, 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 no. This is a modern hero, and it is a she. Okay? I hope somebody has raised their hand. It is Melissa. Melissa, a heroine. You see, even if people keep on playing ML, Mobile Legends, if you look at the characters of these heroes, I like Melissa because she went through, how would I put it, a hurtful life, but she had the power. We can go on social media and just discuss about Melissa instead of just doing the ML. Because once you talk of Melissa, people playing ML will understand. And you can put value into her being a hero. Just a tip. In 2023, we hope to level up our programs. What? This is the words of Mr. Medrano. With around 30 billion users in the Philippines, they are now here in the Philippines. Just an information for you. How social media shapes the world. Important. The world has become smaller because of digital, digital. It's all in the mind. It's somewhere out there, but it's all our minds coming together to our gadgets, to the internet. It's a network of brains. Cyberspace is not a location out there with the satellites. No. Digital media and cyberspace is in our brains coming together. Very powerful. I start with the more popular or most popular. Well, you see, YouTube. YouTube after Google.com, of course, because that's that's already the totality almost. Is YouTube after Google.com is the second largest search engine after Google.com. YouTube was not like this before. YouTube has 57.70 million users in the Philippines early this year. 57 million. That's not a joke. That's more than half of the population. So there are 150 videos uploaded every minute. And now 114 million channels of YouTube. 2.6 billion users monthly and 5 billion videos are watched per day. If this a billion, millions, billions, so many minds, so many people are there in YouTube. So if you want to deal with digital media and social media, then start going to YouTube. If you have 500,000 subscribers and views, you also get some money. But it's not after the money. We are after proclaiming the good news, proclaiming what is good, proclaiming Jesus Christ. So let's go to Facebook. Facebook has 2.94 billion monthly active users, mouse. 1.96 billion last year in 2022 daily active users. See that? That is not few. Now let's go to the Philippines. There are 87 million Facebook users in the Philippines in January 2023, which accounted for 75.7% of its entire population. The majority of them are women. So women goes to Facebook more than men. And the age is, the big bulk is 18 to 24. 26 million out of 87. The highest difference between men and women occurs within people aged 18 to 24, where women lead by 12 million. See that? Calling all women, you're there on Facebook. So you can use that as your application or platform for giving the good news. We'll just show you some tips later. See that? This is statistics. 87 per 100 million women, men. Now, let's go. Twitter after YouTube, Facebook, we have Twitter. Twitter is known as the real-time public microblogging network where news breaks. There's so many tweets. Now, if we look at this, in the Philippines in early 2023, 11.8 million users in the Philippines. Smaller than YouTube and Facebook. Now TikTok. TikTok has become very popular in the Philippines, although it's only number six in the whole ranking, according to digital research. So you can go also to TikTok. There are many priests now doing TikTok, not just dancing and all that. No. Serious about it. And I think the future of TikTok, or those who view TikTok, especially the young people of today, they want to be comforted. Wow, that's your chance. They want to be comforted. They want to be relaxed. They want to view things that uplift their spirit. that makes them peaceful amidst the chaotic world, that will give them solutions to their hurts. That's your opportunity or our opportunity. So yeah, they are priest, they are lay. But if you want to deal with this, TikTok would be good. Not everything on TikTok is bad because it's so popular in the Philippines. Now, it says that 43.43 million users aged 18 and above in the Philippines this year. It boasts of 1 billion users worldwide and ranks number 6. Okay, let's proceed. You have the IG. The IG is becoming popular in some of the young people who migrate from Facebook to IG because almost all these platforms are very similar now. Before, you just have Google for search as a search engine like Firefox and all the others. But look here, times are changing and they put in more parts in the applications of the social media. Instagram is better called IG. It's a most popular social network for photo sharing. Started with that photo. And that's to be 4K. Huh? If you want to put picture there, it has to be clear. Uh, this picture must evoke and provoke sentiment. Because you cannot put a stale picture there that has no meaning. You have to open up to allow their imagination to prosper. So we have in Instagram 17 million users in the Philippines this year, early this year. Now, look at what Pope Francis says. Now, I'm trying to give you some tips uh, for social media. We need at least 3 days because I want to give tips for every application or platform, but I'm just getting 3 or 4 just to show you the most popular. Anyway, what did Pope Francis say? It is not technology which determines whether or not communication is effective. The human heart and our capacity to use wisely the means at our disposal. Anything that people appreciate is something that comes from the heart. It's the emotion that is the tickler. It's the emotion that attracts and magnetizes people. But how are they attracted? That we have to see and study. Our audience may just become humans. Imagine, it's so virtual. And we think the reels are real. There's so many reels, many films, short and long. But we think it's real. No, it's digital. It can be manipulated. Even faces have filters to make you more beautiful. Before, we have applications for this, which is very expensive. Now, no more. Even TikTok itself gives you free for editing. And so many editing suite now that you can use for free. Of course, if you want to be more professional, then you have to subscribe and you have to pay something. Media has become human, and the humans have become inhuman. So better go back to the human heart now. Social media creates the new self-image. It's just an image, but images are very powerful. So we have to know our Catholic images. They're so beautiful. They're so wonderful. But we have to know that it has to come jump out of our hearts. How do the teenagers look at social media? They have mixed views. Based on Pew Research, roughly 3 in 10 teens says that 31% social media has had a mostly positive impact on them, while 24% describe its effect as mostly negative because they harm relationships and result in less meaningful human interactions. Some of the quotations. It has a negative impact interaction. It makes it harder for people to socialize in real life, face to face. because they become accustomed to not interacting with people in person. Because the personal touch, the eyeball to eyeball, oh, this is still wonderful. It provides a fake image of someone's life. It sometimes makes me feel that their life is perfect when it's not. And I feel like deprived of being better because it's not true that they're all pretty. Not all are telling the truth. There's so many hypocrites and fake news and fake images. So these are the negative part. But of course, the positive part is I can communicate fast all over the world. There are no more boundaries. I can go anywhere. I can do my research using the internet now. But what can we do? This is what you're interested in. I just showed you first. Why should we do it? What can we do or what should we do? Times are changing. How do we bring in the positive impact? Well, one of the things that is very crucial is tell your stories. Look at social media. Look at Facebook. Look at IG. Look at the pictures. Look at YouTube. They all tell a story about themselves. If you look at our Philippine YouTube digital creators, you can see they're telling stories. I have been here, I've been this and that, and this is my companion. In Facebook, I took pictures, selfie, groupie of people who are my friends or people who are very popular, actors, actresses, even priests. See, you have to tell your story. All of us have stories. Look at this. Take Carrot Man, for example. He's photogenic. When he was dressed up and he was just selling carrots, he became popular. Fame and celebrity, social media, they became celebrities. See? Because there's a story behind. And there's an image that is beautiful and palatable. Not only stories, but as you tell your stories, you should share your opinion. And that is where we enter. The moral side of who we are, ablaze. We have to be on fire because social media has many negative creators. Where are the positive creators? That's you and me. But I focus more on my lectures that appears, my interviews, because I don't have the time to really do it myself. Not only telling your stories, but also involving your opinion. They may be good or bad, that's social media. But how do we use social media responsibly, effectively? Never forget. No one pays attention to opinions of a nobody. But if you get an audience that's loyal to you, then you become a somebody. See? So if you have a name, use it, maximize it. Disaster response is a very good topic for us to penetrate social media because there are many stories in a disaster, especially when you have become part of it about our faith, about our hope, about the destruction, about the fragility of life, that we're never sure of what's going to happen tomorrow. There are natural disasters and there are man-made disasters. We can even go and tell stories about that. We can even tell stories about this is not my own life. We can even make stories that the real spirituality itself surrender. This is not my own life. Yeah, I want my life because life is beautiful and important for me. But how come there's abortion? If life is important. During the pandemic, what happened? The leaders of the world were saying, you have to stay in your place because life is so valuable. So you sacrifice, you stay in your homes, don't get out because you might get sick and die. Wow, the value of life. And then laws come out from Congress, from the president, abortion is legal. Ha! Since when is killing legal? And so many other laws, you see. So these are the things that we can come out with stories and opinions. I just chose disaster because the Philippines is one of the countries so prone to disasters, and yet not enough positive messages are given in social media. But also just a warning: privacy in social media has caused a lot of pain. Hmm. Oftentimes, it's so personal, but now young people are even willing to spread it out, and the I don't care attitude. But I'm telling you, the generation alpha now are very careful, even on Facebook, of locking their pictures, locking their inputs and sharing to some friends only. Even to friends, they select what to show, whom to send. Hmm? Do we have social media? For you, I would like to pose a question for Ablaze. Do you have a social media strategy? Yes. Why do I ask that? Because the Vatican started to strategize not many years ago, you know, because they saw the importance of social media in the popes during the Ascension Sunday, the world communications messages of the popes, so the importance of digital media. This is a surprise story that the Catholic Church in recent years building a social presence that now has significant influence across multiple major platforms in social media. Like 40 million, that's not bad. It was launched in 2010. I saw this because I'm already old. No? Now, even Pope Francis has become very popular. There are 18 million followers of the platform of Pope Francis and tied directly to the church's teaching. Thanks to Twitter strategy. What is the strategy? Sharing positive messages of hope. One thing, messages of hope. That's the strategy. It's all part of smart strategy designed to help the church maintain relevance among people, creating channels for meaningful engagement that help the organization achieve the same goal it's been pursuing for centuries. Like the Synod of Synodality. They created a digital discussion on this. About 20 million participated from the Vatican. We have a Filipino priest who was in Bangkok, and he said a lot about that. So, 20 million, that's not bad for the church. And they discuss about the synod, their feedback, and even non-Catholics participated. Even those who do not like us participated. Well, synodality is listening to the pulse of your heart, telling things as they are. Whether they're correct or wrong, that's not the point. The point is that we shared, we participated, we communed, sharing positive messages of hope. Well, another tip is what's the content? Content is very important. So, lots of people share it because of these attributes: optimistic, inspiring, and a source of good wisdom. Production is not easy. Fake news is easy. Garbage is easy. But if you want to be attractive and positive, then you have to be creative, to think about it deeper. Because you're revealing what is deep in you, and what's deep in you through your stories, through your inspiration, can create wonders. Anything that will uplift the spirits of others. I told you, even on TikTok, this is the trend based on the research. I want to be peaceful. I don't want to be depressed anymore. Where do I get it? The world has become so bad, so negative. The culture of death. continue to overpower us. What Saint JP the second said, we have to preach about the gospel of life, the gospel of life, of living, the gospel of life and love. It uplifts the spirit. Anything about love uplifts the spirit. That's why if you look at my Hugot line, it's more than less all about love. See? Now, anything that will move people positively, we have to move. We have to be a group. We have to be a community. Church starts with people, families, communities that can move like a blaze. See? Anything that will glorify God, the most supreme being, the one who loves us most. Let's glorify Him. What is your social media strategies? Now, tips and updates that digital marketers use that you and I should also know. What is important is this. Build and curate engaging social media content. Invoke or provoke. Engaging. Yung mararamdaman nila. Yung kaya nilang makiisa. Kasi naranasan din nila yan. Many of our stories, mga istorya natin, alam nila yan kasi pinagdaanan nila yan. Pag ikaw ba ay nalulumbay, when you get hurt, where do you go? Pag nandun ka, gipit na gipit ka na, saan ka pumupunta? Hindi ba sa Diyos? O nalilimutan mo yan, Diyos. Pero tandaan natin, nung humiling ka sa Diyos, nawala ba yung problema mo? Hindi. Pero, yun nangyari sa'yo, mas natatanggap mo ng mas maluwag. Basta bibigyan mo ng kahulugan ang mga pagdurusa mo. Kaya, andun man siya, ang damdamin mo ang naiibsan ng matinding sakit o sakit. Dalawa niya, yung sakit mo at yung sakit na naramdaman mo. So, meaningful conversation. Ang social media, mahalaga yung makahulugang pakikipag-ugnayan, pakikipag-usap. Meaningful conversations. But how do we do this? Okay. Tatlo ang bibigay kong diin. No? Focus on the content that connects people so that you can increase your authority when you start becoming recognized. Instead of creating content that people just interact with, we need to start creating content for people, not just the interaction. It has to spark, it has to make a blaze, enough emotion to generate a comment or share. Whether negative or positive you comment or share, that means they read you, they viewed you, if it's a video. But therefore, you have to understand your audience on a deeper level. What are the challenges? What are their motivation? What are the topics that they love to interact with? What does your audience care about today? What do they care? Even if they say, I don't care about anything. I don't care about you. That is a negative of a reaction to the meaning of caring. I just would like to share this. Actually, I did not create this. But after my mass, a meme was created. And immediately I got 7.4 thousand. That's not bad. And 1.1 thousand comments as simple as when you love somebody, you give your full trust to the somebody that you trust. Pwede ba i-test ko siya? Hindi na trust yun. Pag tinest mo siya, you're looking for guarantees. No. When you trust, you've already given yourself to the person. It's like being naked to that person. that that person has seen everything. So that is trust. You cannot test it anymore because it's done. So better test before you trust, not after you trust, because you never trusted. If you keep on testing, it immediately got 7.4 just immediately after the mass when they uploaded that, and 1.1 thousand comments. I did not even realize that. See, because I did not do it on purpose. My content was with a purpose. This was my homily to the youth. See, when you trust God, trust Him of the life that He has given to you, despite your frustrations, despite your situation. See, trusting God. It got 2.7 thousand. Yeah, of course, it's not millions. But remember, it's just a meme. It's a simple meme. And it's about the math. So I didn't have the time, but I wanted to create more, be inspired by that. But anyway, instead of creating content for your brand, of who you are, that people might interact with, we need to start creating content for people, not for the brand, not for you, for people that would spark enough emotion to generate a comment or share. Number two, post content that naturally creates meaningful interaction, whether negative or positive. Don't think that negative feedbacks are not meaningful. Yeah, that's meaningful. Why? Because you know why they're negative. You have to search why is this person reacting this way, interacting this way. Buhol-buhol siguro yung kalooban niya. Siguro depressed siya. Siguro hopeless siya. You see, this can be done also with videos as type of content or a type of content because videos are very powerful. Live videos often lead to discussion among viewers on Facebook. In fact, live videos on average get 6 times as many interactions as regular videos. See, many creators who post videos on Facebook prompt discussion among their followers as do posts from celebrities. You can also put that on TikTok. You can put that on YouTube. If you are creating, see to it, you put it in different platforms. Halos pare-pareho naman na yan ngayon. Even in IG, even on Twitter, you can put in videos. No more just the 258 characters. No. Pagsayangin ang inyong creation. So, third, activate needs communities through Facebook groups. Create groups. Create groups. Active and engaged communities. Because you discuss topics. You help each other in marketing what you're saying, in editing it. Now, practical tips. Create and organize a social media community in a place. Sige, pipili kayo. Yung mahihilig, yung marunong. Hindi lang puro individual, kundi create a community. Motivate the community to be divergent. No? I'm getting this divergence from those popular movies. Since they are geniuses, they are divergent. We are divergent to mainstream. We go against the mainstream, not fighting them, but producing more with meaning, with positivity. Teach the community how to make content and guide their technical talent. Hold contests and recognition to saturate the social media with positron, the positive, against the negatron, the negative. God will promote a series of social media squadrons with team leaders to review, edit, and post positive information. And create links on all social media platforms where the negative or fake news are easily captured, rectified, and overpowered. Reverse trolls. Every platform has its audience, and they have their own expectations. What to post on Facebook, for example? Videos, clips, quality clips. Why is this video a good example? It's very short, less than a minute, minimalistic. These templates are available online. Just search for fast photography, free template. Excuse me. Or if you do not have the time, you can hire someone to do this. Because our viewing listening spans is so short, especially among the young. But if you do it fast, samples, continue to use memes. As for God, his way is perfect. The Lord's word is flawless. He shields all who take refuge in him. With this, you can make a podcast. You can give a short talk with this background. See? Turn your worries into prayers. Philippians 4:6. See that the author of this, the creator of this, just put it up. But if you can put something more by talking, voicing over it in different platforms, hope anchors the soul. Make a story out of it. Hope anchors the soul. This is very Catholic and Christian. Hope, hope. So, mercy remains. If a thousand times I've failed, still your mercy remains. What a story can we create out of it? This is very simple that I'm giving you some tips. And these are just my sources. So, thank you very much for being with me this evening. And I'm sorry I would be able to be with you tonight, which I told Marile. And there are more trainings that can be done, but this is just a patikim. I had really to shorten this because I don't want to go and bore you because you might sleep on my talk. So God bless you all, and more power, more blessings, more hope, and more strength for a blaze. Good night, everyone.
And we are CFM.